Greetings, everybody. It's the Ralph Silky Show. Have you got your coffee? Are you ready for this? How about that beast? Look at the way that beast eats, and look at the pig too, right? Well, this gentleman says this is me the last 2 weeks. So there's a celebration going on in the States. Is it healthy? What's happening? You decide. In fact, let's check this out.
Least respected in America. Their voices aren't heard. Their issues aren't paid attention to. Many white women look beyond their own personal interests and they leave black women out of the conversation. And I think America needs to change about that.
What are we not trusting them to do right now?
How to care for our country, how to care for each other, how to stand up and fight for things that aren't right.
Millions of black women voted for Trump. Should we trust them?
Not those black women. No, not those particular black women, I think, or something.
Ooh, I'll take your hand in mine through the
I don't think that's true. Millions of black women voted for Trump?
Way too many. It is.
Should we trust them?
I don't know.
Maybe not trust black women then.
That's not true. I do trust black women.
Who'd vote for Kamala Harris?
I think. He wants to know if I trust the black women who voted for Trump.
I think they voted against their own interests, so it's really hard to put the idea of trust together with someone who is continuing to vote against themselves, right?
So it sounds like they don't have very good judgment.
Yeah, I'm not sure that it's not having good judgment. I don't think they necessarily connect the dots, and I do.
They're stupid.
No, they're not stupid, but I think it's.
No, I'm just asking because. But it is hard to trust people who are stupid and have bad judgment, right? And black women who vote for Trump are stupid and have bad judgment.
Nope, we did not say that. Nope.
I think they don't connect the dots, and so they're looking at only certain things and thinking that's important, and not connecting the dots.
It sounds like those black women need to be educated by white women like you.
Yeah, not
true. Not.
They just need a good white woman to come in and tell them what's up.
You're putting words in.
Keep them or abolish them. Department of Agriculture.
Let me get back to my list here. All right, how about that? 2 weeks of Trump. Things are crazy.
With
there's
10
also this.
being Nazi. How has the election made you feel on a scale from 1 to 10? With 10 being Nazi. My name is Dr. Nick Peterson, and I specialize in those suffering from TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome. Hello. I'm Dr. Peterson. How are you? Well, Donald Trump is a felon. Nope. I asked how you were doing. The majority of Americans can mentally handle election results on both sides of the aisle. However, there's this small, albeit growing, group of, I don't want to say Americans, but people that are just disconnected from reality. Fascist. And honestly, it makes diagnosing these people a whole lot easier. I just check their social media. Gone are the days when you just search your symptoms on WebMD at home by yourself. Now they record their symptoms and post them for the world to see. The haircut is also a dead giveaway. So, what brings you in today? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's the orange democracy-destroying, Putin-loving dictator.
There's certainly a lot of work for a Department of officials.
Okay. Next on the list, here we go. The same people terrified of the Doge. Hey, look, Ralph Silky's not endorsing anybody. Ralph Silky endorses Ralph Silky. Ralph Silky just brings you the information, and Ralph Silky reports, and you decide. Nevertheless, the same people terrified of the Doge are the same ones who wanted to hire 87,000 IRS agents to audit you. Not only did they want to hire 87,000 additional IRS agents, they wanted to arm all of them. So, okay, there's that. And Miss...
We built a government to work for I want to say,
Miss Warren, who's been lovingly referred to herself as Pocahontas.
I want to say, what was really lovely about what you just said is just to remind people, we built a government to work for all of us.
Yes.
You know, we're just all better off
Except for the
if,
people
in fact, the bird flu gets under control and that our eggs won't kill us. We are all better off. We're better off. We make these investments in infrastructure. We make these investments in our payment system so people don't get cheated. That's how we keep the economy going. And look, bless everybody who gets out there and makes a fortune. Bless everybody who gets up every day and goes to work. But understand the underpinnings of all that.
She's about to make the key statement here. I just want to ask either of these ladies here. Would you? Let me just say either of these women here. Would you want either of these women around your child, or your or anything?
Or something we all invested in, and now we've got Donald Trump and his co-president Elon Musk. And they're just running a wrecking ball through it. And it's not like it's an abstract problem. It is really and truly the kid who needs an aide to be able to sit in class so that they can get an education.
No, what they're mad about is the fact that the gravy train has been cut off, right? That teat is no longer there, that great teat in the sky that brought the funding down, like the Ukraine war, what else do we have here? Oh, the USAID, right? This is one of the biggest money laundering scams we've ever seen. So that's what they're running a wrecking ball through for the most part. Now, again, there's a lot of things happening that are pretty shaky as well. It appears that Donald Trump has named, I don't know if this is current or if it was a clip from his last term, but he seems to have named Paula White. He calls her Pastor Paula White as the leader of his new faith department or something, you know. Here it is. Let's check it out.
The White House Faith Office, led by Pastor Paula White, who is so amazing.
So amazing. It is amazing. It is amazing, for sure. Pastor Paula White. Pastor Paula White. And Jack Graham and Robert Jeffress, men who seem otherwise to understand the scripture, have, they're there supporting it all. No, we don't like that. That's not a good, you certainly hire Paula White to do something, but she's not a pastor. It's a contradiction in terms. And things like this are happening. Books like this are being banned in schools, elementary schools across the nation. And this is what Pocahontas is saying that they're running a wrecking ball through, right? This is what they're complaining about. When she said, "We just want this child to have a proper education," this is what she means by a proper education. So, do you agree? Should a book like that be banned from elementary schools? Let us know down in the comments what you think about this. Is this a good idea? And by the way, we'll get to Mamala in just a minute. Here's a quote or a post from Eric Weinstein. He says, Elon is smart, Tulsi is smart, JD is smart, RFK Jr. is smart, Vivek is smart, Trump is smart, obviously. Calling everyone who is outsmarting you dumb doesn't do what you think it does. Dum, dum, dum.
They're putting 19-year-olds in at the Treasury. This dude is probably one of the most unintelligent billionaires I have ever met or seen or witnessed.
So this one is calling Elon Musk dumb. I think that's great. That's cute. That's enough right there. We can just drop the mic.
Which, you can probably even glean that from watching these people on TV. Anyways, all of that is to say is that they don't do their homework. Clearly, like, they're putting 19-year-olds in at the Treasury. This dude is not smart. And the danger in the lack of intelligence and the lack of expertise that
it's expertise
Elon has. I mean, this guy is one of the most morally vacant, but also...
Oh, okay. Morally vacant. Let me just scroll down. Oh, right. Morally vacant. Okay. I see. I understand. I think I've got it now. And by the way, this is a good one too. This is about an hour long, so there's not enough time to check it on this, but I'll point your attention to this fact here. During the campaign, this one here did a interview with CBS that was so chopped up as to make her seem like she was able to answer a question and remain coherent for more than 10 seconds at a time. And they've been forced now to release the full transcript and video, and here it is, but we'll just watch a couple minutes of it here.
Perfect.
By the way, it is an example of how the federal government was controlling the media and what you see, which of course is nothing new, and I don't expect that to stop necessarily. It's just a different, just a different crew with a different agenda at the moment.
You know, I know that as a matter of fact because I was watching CBS this morning.
There you go.
Now that I think about it.
Learn something new every day.
Indeed.
So it's the full unedited. That was never intended for public consumption, and somehow there it is. Is it part of the PSYOP?
No problem. Just do what you need to do.
I don't know. You tell me. Does she look comfortable? Does she look confident?
Good?
I'm good.
Does she look smart?
Well, Madam Vice President, one, thank you for doing this. And thank you for inviting us into your home.
Of course.
We're going to be running this on the anniversary of the Hamas attack on Israel.
October 7th.
So let's just start with Israel. Yeah.
Okay, whoever's in the dining room. Okay.
So yeah, just to start with Israel.
Okay.
The events of the past few weeks have pushed us to the brink, if not into, an all-out regional war in the Middle East. What can the U.S. do at this point to stop this from spinning out of control?
Well, let's start with October 7th, because obviously what we do now must be in the context of what has happened. And
that was the question.
As I reflect on a year ago, and that 1,200 people were massacred, young people at a festival, at a music festival. 250 hostages were taken, including Americans.
Hey, she remembered the talking points.
Brutally raped. And as I said then, I maintain Israel has a right to defend itself. We would. And how it does so matters. And as we fast forward into what we have seen in the ensuing weeks and months, far too many innocent Palestinians have been killed. And we know that, and I think most agree, this war has to end. And that has to be.
So the question is, what do we do about it?
That has been our number one imperative. How can we get this war to end? Well, critical elements of that are we have got to get a hostage deal and a ceasefire deal done.
Well, it's pretty interesting, though, that everything she's mentioning here, that is the solution, came about as soon as it was confirmed they were going to be out of power. Anyway.
You just got some blockbuster jobs report a blockbuster job report the other day.
Which, after the fact now, months later, we know this jobs report was cooked and doctored. It was government jobs that were created that hadn't been actually filled by human beings.
Signs that the American economy is doing very well. Better than most countries, I think. But the American people don't seem to be feeling it. Groceries are 25% higher than when you took office. And people are blaming you
Look at those tight lips.
and Joe Biden for that. Are they wrong?
Focusing.
So
Trying
you
to.
are correct that under our leadership, the United States of America has recovered and is stronger than any other so-called developed nation in the world.
So-called.
In particular, after the crisis that was the pandemic. And understand, we came into office facing a disaster in large part because of the mismanagement of the former president, Donald Trump, where the economy was in a slump. People were dying by the
Who rolled out Operation
real
Warp Speed.
crisis. But because of our approach and our work, we now have historic low unemployment in America among all groups of people. We now have an economy that is thriving by all macroeconomic measures. We have recovered in a way that we have created
But not in
almost
any real sense.
800,000 new manufacturing jobs. We have created over 16 million new jobs.
Believe me. Believe me. You know, folks, the thing that's really important to remember about that is the government it's not the government's job to create jobs. It's the government's duty to get out of the way so that entrepreneurs and business people can create jobs. That's stay out of the way, stop choking people with regulation, and then, the economy will do just fine. So this is about this is a 50, what is it here? About a 53 or 54 minute clip of Harris, which is, you can find this you can find it on YouTube as well. And
is whether we are a nation that abides by and respects the rule of law, and that we have a president who is the champion of following and respecting and upholding rule of law.
But I would
Not
think
someone who has been convicted of 34 felonies, who tried to overturn the free and fair election, which was the will of the people on January 6th. Not someone who has...
But would you pardon your whole family and extract $6 billion out of the coffers on your way out of office? Right. That's actually who we need. We need leadership.
Said he would be a dictator
like
on day one, not someone who...
And I guess he was, wasn't he?
And these are his words. He would
Well,
terminate
pretty much was.
the Constitution of the United States of America.
But I think this truncated process is why people think or say they don't really know who you are.
Well, Bill, there's no question. Look, I've been in this race for 70 days. And there is work to be done. It is, without any question, a short period of time. There's no question about that. Which is why I'm traveling around our country.
Goodness.
As I said earlier.
There we go. All right, well, that's it for today, folks. Thanks for jumping in here on the Ralph Silky update. And we'll leave you with where we started. Piggy, piggy. Go, piggy.